Well, hello there, and welcome to tonight's episode of 20 Sides of Failure Plays Curse of Strahd. I'm just a little baby, but I'm here to kill some people, and here are those people. Starting off in our bottom corner, we have our Elven Sorcerer.
Hi guys, my name is Mythical, and I play the Shadow Sorcerer, Saya Sombra, and I'm just here to get killed, apparently. Voice in the top left corner. Controls my every move.
Again and again. Next time I'll use spikes. The irony is that'll become someone's weapon of choice, and you'll actually shoot yourself. Next we have our Furbolg Druid.
Hello everybody, it is your friendly neighborhood Ness here, and I play Sonder Elwood, our Furbolg Druid, who is trying extremely hard to not have a little bit of a mentee bee right now. His friend needs him. They're going to figure out how to break her out of prison, and it's going to be great. Just don't think about the big scary vampire lord in the castle. We'll be fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's completely fine. It'll work. It has to work.
It has to work. Please.
Alright then we have our Asmar Paladin.
Hello. I'm Nura Nightingale, and I'll be doing Aurora Rose, who is still mildly processing everything. That was a lot that she missed.
Very much so. Person that didn't miss any of it, though, was there from the beginning all the way up till the end, is our Barbarian Cleric.
Oh, that's me. Hi everyone, I'm English Ray. I play the Barbar Cleric Emiracle. If I was easy to kill, you would have done it already, and you did twice. Please don't make it a hat trick. I really don't want to make another character.
No promises, but we can definitely try.
I mean, if you do, I already have an idea for a new character, so...
And then finally, last, but no means least, we have our Human Artificer.
Hello there, I'm Dusky B. I play Jack with his left hand, Mechanical Man King. Yeah! Who's ready to crash a wedding?
Dang, that should have been a song on TikTok.
It'll be fine. But, to catch everyone up to speed, to make sure everyone is aware of the consequences of your actions, you decided it would be a good idea to split the party. Half of them guarding the Burgomaster at his house, while the other did reconnaissance over at Lady Watcher's mansion. The latter group are discovered, and a fight breaks out between that half, Lady Watcher, and some of her cultists. She is slain, and the house cleared out, but that meant that half of the group was on the other side of town when Strahd attacked the Burgomaster's house. After a little bit of cat and mouse and charming some people to give him access, it eventually ended in front of the southern gate. Strahd defeated half of the party by himself and used himself as a distraction as Irina runs away out of Vallaki and into the woods beyond. battered, bruised, feeling sorry for yourselves, you headed back to the Burgomaster's mansion, but also back to the Blue Water Inn, where you were scooped up by Danica, and she made sure that you were at the very least comfortable for the night. And I have to ask, who is sharing rooms with who?
Sonder and Saya are sharing a room. I know that for sure.
Yep.
Aurora was by herself because she was sharing with Azazel.
Amira sleeps in like the big room with like the 4 beds. So I don't know who else is in there.
Jack would actually take Irina's old room.
Okay. So Jack takes Irina's old room. Amira is in the essential, like, the dorm style room. Aurora is sleeping in her own separate room. Saya and Sonder, where were you?
I believe we were in the, like, first room. Just the singular room, with, like, the one bed that Sonder would sleep on the floor, and Saya was like, "You're not sleeping on the floor this time."
Okay.
Yeah, Saya's always been in that room.
Sonder used to be in the big room, where Amira is right now. But Saya wanted company because she was having a bad mental health time, so Sonder's like, "I'll be here," and then he just never left. We're besties having a sleepover.
Mm. Everyone other than Amira gets a long night's rest.
Why is it always Amira?
Amira,
Okay, alright. What's this nightmare?
well, first off, while I remember, your hit point maximum reduces by a further 7.
What?
Jesus.
So on top of the 8 that you've already lost, you lose another 7.
So that's now minus 15. Great. Okay, I love that.
You don't
You know,
benefit.
You hated me. You should have said.
You also slept alone. You don't benefit from a long rest,
Okay.
but you do get the level up that you had last session. So any new things that you got,
Oh,
you
well.
have.
1 hit dice. 1 extra spell slot. Woo woo.
Retake it.
Yeah, which means I don't get any of my rages back.
Nope.
Yeah, your cleric barbarian is rude.
We're not looking good tonight, boys.
Which means I get another level of exhaustion, don't I?
Let me check.
Did I frenzy? I don't
You.
think I did.
Da-da-da. Yeah, so you are going to get another level of exhaustion.
Yeah, so that makes it 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this time, the nightmare is that You're running through the forests of Barovia. You can tell because of how dark it is. You are surrounded by thick pine trees with roots coming out of the ground almost as if they are trying to catch you in your ankles. You're running from something. You don't know what, but there's this looming presence behind you that you know if you don't keep running, it's going to catch you.
Running from something, don't know what it is. Sorry, I'm writing it down.
You're all good. You catch a
Don't know
look.
what it is.
Yeah, you catch a look at yourself, and you realise that this must be either a memory or your brain piecing together a memory. Because you have the body of a 5-year-old. Young child.
Okay.
While you, in the lucidness, are able to break yourself through and breathe and not panic so much, there is an element in this dream where you naturally are beginning to panic. I mean, something's trying to grab you after all. And in the forest of Barovia, that could be anything. Towards the tail end of the dream, your small body pitches forward as your ankle catches on a root and you begin to plummet face first towards the ground. But instead of meeting damp earth, your eyes blink open and your forehead has smacked into the wooden plank floorboards of your room.
So I begin to fall, and then I'm somehow wake up and I'm whacking my head on the floorboards.
So it's the kind of thing in dreams where you feel yourself falling and actually you've fallen out of bed.
Okay. Ow. Just very wheezy, moving very slowly, just gets back into bed and tries to get into a position that is not painful. Trying to calm myself down. Oof.
Aurora, can you
Wouldn't wanna
roll?
disturb anybody.
Oh, go on.
What am I rolling?
I was going to say, can you roll a perception check with disadvantage for me, please?
Okay.
Rep.
Yeah,
sleep in
two.
the sounds of a dead with a natural 1.
Yup.
I'd say a mirror that you physically ache. You can tell your body hasn't rested throughout the night. The sleep that you're getting isn't working. you also feel like tight and bruised on your chest. But then when you remember what happened to you yesterday, that makes sense.
He's had like ribs broken before, but nothing, even the experience of knowing how a broken rib feels, prepares you for your whole rib cage to just concave in and probably pierce things.
You would also notice that your wounds haven't healed, and they normally would have. Not fully, anyway.
Is that including the neck?
I'd say that there's... You did treat it last night as part of your rolling hit dice, so it's not just an open wound. But rather than it being smooth and no visible wounds like it normally would be, you think it might be starting to scar.
Oh, great. What's another one? So, are my ribs then still broken, or are they now, like, stupidly, badly bruised? As in, like, breathing and moving, everything hurts. Like, a 17
I'll say
pain scale.
that nothing affects you mechanically, other than what a second level of exhaustion gives you. But yeah, you definitely feel battered, bruised. It hurts to move and twist in certain ways.
Okay.
I'm very quickly checking. There we go. Yeah, see, at the moment you have disadvantage on ability checks and your speed is halved. So right now, yeah, with the pain that you're feeling in your ribs, it's actually quite hard to move at speed. You're having to slow down. One, because it's just too tiring to walk at your normal speed, but also it hurts a lot.
Okay.
Everyone else, you begin to wake up. You move at your own pace. Some of you definitely more sluggish than usual. For some of you, it's harder to find reasons to actually drag yourself out of bed today.
I would say Saya's already up and left the room before Sonder wakes up.
Noted. He knows that you're an elf, so you don't really need the full 8 hours. But he's definitely, like, feeling it mentally. As soon as he wakes up, he's already stressed out. So he is just kind of dragging his feet a little bit, like running a hand down his face, like slowly getting dressed and kind of just like feels really guilty. But other than that, he'll meet everybody downstairs when they get there.
I think Jack would probably be the fastest one getting ready, other than Saya, who doesn't need to sleep as long. We'd get up. First things first is pack all of Irina's things. She's gonna be back in this party. That's for damn sure. But, go downstairs. Waiting for everyone. He's determined.
Yeah, I would say Saya's already at the table, just kind of like drinking. Not alcohol or anything, but just like, like the morning beverages. She's staring into her cup, though.
Aurora.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, go on, Jack.
I was gonna say, just for everyone's reference, King is not the exact same from what he was prior. His frame is shorter and a slimmer physique. Other than that, that's pretty much about the same, but just slight augments.
Aurora wouldn't take too long getting downstairs once she's up. Going for a cup of coffee at the bar and everything, unless Saya has a pot at the table already.
We could say there's a pot there.
And she'd just sit by Saya and get a cup.
When Sandra comes down and sees that King is fully back together, he will just kind of go over and give him a big hug and just like pat his head, just like, I am so glad that you're back to being put together, buddy. You fought hard and we appreciate you.
You would notice, all of you, that Danica and Owen aren't there. More for the thing of
Last
you're
night-
there quite early in the morning.
I was about to ask. They're probably just still asleep. Because last night they took care of us and then went back to bed, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So they're probably just sleeping.
It also does mean that you have the tap room entirely to yourselves.
What does everyone want for breakfast?
Is Amira down here with us, or is she still trying to get out of bed?
No, she's not downstairs.
Okay. Before Jack asks his question of what everyone wants for breakfast, Sandra will notice that Amira is not here and just, like, hold up a finger in a quiet, like, give me one moment. And he'll go to the door that Amira, or the room that Amira's in, and just very gently, very quietly knock on the door. Sonder, are you alright?
No.
May I come in?
Please.
He immediately, opens the door and, like, softly shuts it behind him. And as soon as he, like, pinpoints where you are in the room, he's, like, immediately rushing over. What happened? Are you alright?
Hurts.
What, where? Where does it hurt?
Chest, ribs, throat.
I...
Like, there are, like, tears in her eyes.
Oh, poor thing. Okay. Yeah, he'll just kind of...
Like, she looks like shit.
Yeah, poor baby. Alright. Yeah, he'll kind of just put a hand very gently on her forehead and, yeah, he'll burn a healing word. Especially if she's looking this bad. Great. Six more HP.
That's the maximum I can be right now. Thanks.
Of course. Is it just your ribs?
Breathing too deeply hurts. Talking hurts. Walking hurts. Can you just help me downstairs, please?
He kind of just gives her a very solemn nod. Have you wrapped your ribs at all?
No.
That might be a little bit more comfortable. Especially if it hurts to breathe. Having a little bit of support will definitely help with that, if nothing else. Wait right here. And he immediately just bustles back to him and Saya's room, and he pulls out his old shirt, the purple one, and he starts tearing it into bandages. And he just immediately goes back to Amira's room with an armful of purple cotton. This might be highly uncomfortable, and I apologize greatly. But we might need to, if you're comfortable with it, you might have to be in your small clothes. You just kind of like eyes to the side, a little bit of a blush on his cheeks, trying not to be like, weird or anything, but you kind of need to be down to your underwear to wrap your ribs, so.
Sensing that Sonder is a little bit uncomfortable. If you're not comfortable, Aurora?
It's less that I'm uncomfortable because it is a body in front of me, and more of I didn't really know how comfortable you would be. I've done this multiple times by now.
Okay, so she nods her head. You're you're gonna have to help me out of this shirt. Um, don't be alarmed by the scars on my back.
His eyes kind of soften with understanding, and he just gives her a nod and like gently maneuvers like her elbow into the like armhole of her shirt and like gently pulls the wrist of the like the cuff off of her arm, does the same and just very gently lifts it over her head. All right, well, we've got that out of the way. Sit up as straight as you can for me.
She looks at you with like a bit of like worry in her eyes. Takes like as much of a deep breath as she can without it being painful. And she lifts herself to like go. I can't remember what the word was, like to sit up properly.
Mm-hmm.
She is biting her lip and her hands are clenched in the sheets. Like,
Poor
right
thing.
knuckles.
Sonder will kind of just. I'm so sorry. This is going to hurt. And he'll just start wrapping around the cloth around her torso, keeping it relatively tight, but not like so tight that she can't move. Just to keep her fucking ribs in place. This poor girl.
Yeah, don't hug Strahd. He's not a hugger.
He kind of just like
Just like gritting her teeth, but occasionally like he'll hear like sharp inhales or like just for like painful groans.
he's doing his best to try to keep her as calm as possible. So like she'll hear Sonder humming a soft melody as he's like wrapping her up. All right. Well, that's over with. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, she's not quite ready to talk yet. Like her jaw is so pronounced with how hard she's gritting her teeth.
He'll kind of just very gently like wipe the sweat off of her face like with a thumb and kind of like push her hair back. He just makes a very soft like a tisk noise. And he kind of reaches over and grabs her water skin just in preparation. I know. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to help with this. I might have a spell.
Save them. Thank you. As you're like trying to get her hair out of her face, you realise her hair is down and is getting in front of her face.
He'll just gently like, you know when you're going to put somebody's hair in like a ponytail, like if you're doing their hair for them, he just very gently like carts his fingers through her hair from like her hairline back just to pull all of it out of her face. And he kind of like looks around her bedside table for her hair tie.
And can you just braid it all back?
Of
If you
course.
can, Aurora might know how to do it if you don't.
He gives her a small smile. Mine might not be as pretty as hers, but I do know how to do it.
As long as it stays.
He gives her a nod, and kind of like shuffles behind her, trying to distribute his weight evenly over the bed so he doesn't like jostle her too much. And he'll just make a very tight braid, not like pulling at your follicles or anything, but tight enough to where it's like utility over fashion.
Like, it's gonna stay in place kind of thing.
Oh, 100%.
Awesome. That's what she needs. Especially if she's not able to brush it or anything, so.
He definitely like ties it off and just puts a small flower like into the last parts of the braid so it like intertwines with her hair and stops at the very end of like the hair tie. Um well, that's your hair all done. Is there anything else I can do to help in any way?
You've actually done more than you know. Thank you.
Of course. You're my friend. I'll do anything for you.
She looks like she's like getting a bit more like teary-eyed when you say that. We need to go downstairs for breakfast.
If you think you can hold down some food, that would definitely help.
Her stomach rumbles.
Well, I guess that answers that question. And he'll kind of like stand to the side of the bed, um, with like his arms open, waiting for her to like start getting out, and he'll help her like wrap an arm around his waist and like stand up with her.
Yeah, she'd accept your help and she'd eventually like get up. It's slow, but she does get up.
If you think it would help, um, I I have my great club. You could use it as a cane of some sorts if it helps take some pain away.
That would be good. And a lot less heavy to my axe.
He just gives her a soft smile and just pulls it from his back. And he kind of like positions it a little bit like under her arm, kind of like a crutch. Because it's a bit big. So
I mean, how tall is Sunder? Yeah, just how tall is Sunder? He's like 6 foot something, right?
he's 7 feet tall.
Christ. Okay. Yeah, she's like 5'4".
Yeah, so it's more of a fucking crutch for her than an actual cane.
Yep. And she is holding on to it with dear life.
If I think of anything else, I will let you know. But we should definitely get some food in you. He just gives her kind of like a bit of a soft smile. You don't need to thank me.
I do. You really don't know how much you've just done to help me.
Well, it's my job to help people. So, I'm glad I could be of assistance.
Alright, let's get moving.
Alright. Easy does it, especially on the stairs. Let me go first just in case.
Oh god, the stairs. Okay.
Do you need me to carry you?
No, that will be more painful.
Alright. Just go slow, please.
Yep, no arguments.
Sandra kind of just like makes sure that he's a couple steps away, so even if Amira does fall, she'll just fall into him instead of like tumbling down the stairs. And just very, very slowly, I guess, make our way to the breakfast table.
So for the rest of you all, Sandra's been gone for not long enough that it's worrying, but you are definitely clocking how long he's been gone. Is anyone doing anything specific?
Jack would head him back and just make breakfast for everyone. Something meager. Something just to get in our bellies.
Wait, what happened? You cut out for me.
I was asking what people were doing while you were waiting for Amira and Sandra to reappear.
And Jack, you said you were making food or something?
Yeah, no, Jack was just gonna make food for everyone.
Okay. Saya's gonna look at Aurora. And I guess her expression would just be, it's a concerned expression.
Aurora's pretty similar in terms of expression. Just like I'm worried too. But that's something we should. Oh, we'll find out in a little bit, I guess, when everyone's here, what the plan is.
All right.
Okay, Saya.
I'd say that there's probably... Because you're not making anything fancy, Jack. You're just grabbing whatever you can from the back. So... by the time that you're bringing food out on plates, I'd say Amira and Sandra are also coming down the stairs and are coming into the tap room. So you all make it to the table together. And I'd say that it doesn't take any kind of passive perception to see that Amira didn't sleep last night. Heavy bags under her eyes. Actually, her eyes are watering just from the looks of it, just exhaustion. She's hobbling, definitely not walking as strong as she normally would.
once we reach the table, Sonder kind of just pulls out a chair for Amira, and like helps her sit down in it, and immediately pours her a cup of coffee from the pot and slides it over. And if Jack is like bringing in food, he'll definitely rush over to help Jack. Like either if it's a large tray or if it's multiple trips, he does what he can.
Put all the foods out on the table. Take a seat. This guy's definitely fixed on Amira. I don't want to be rude or anything like that, but
I look like shit. Oh.
Quiet. Are you doing all right?
It's really obvious that the smile on her face is incredibly fake and not hiding anything. No. No, everything hurts. Nothing's healing. I couldn't sleep last night. I kept having a nightmare, and then I think that is where I fell into it. And everything hurts. And I'm so tired. But I can't rest because we have to go get her.
Jack is gonna try for two things, really. He's gonna cast Detect Magic.
Detect magic. Okay.
Two things he's going to look over on this.
Mhm.
First of which is Amira. Make sure she's alright. The second thing would be that amulet King tore off of Strahd.
They did. So, first, looking at a mirror. I mean, she is her usual magical self. So that, at the very least, you pick up on. But there's also this underlying magical effect that, from the looks of it, it's fading the longer that she's awake. And then for the amulet, when you move on to it, it is a magical item. And you get the impression that it is active right now, even though the gem isn't glowing like you've seen it on Strahd before. It's still buzzing with magical potential.
Am I able to get a School of Magic for both?
you aren't able to get a school for the aura that's around Amira. Especially since the longer that you focus on it, the more it fades.
Fair enough.
For the necklace, although it doesn't give any specifics, I would personally say that you would get abjuration.
Potentially good. Alrighty. Well, there is something. It's hard to say because it's going away right now, but there was something affecting you, Amira. I'm not sure what it is. I can't even get reading off what school of magical was.
That's great.
How long is this? Have you been having? Is this troubles just started from yesterday, or?
Let me check my notes.
You did have a nightmare the day before.
Yeah. Yeah, so... Yeah. Okay, so... I had one last night and the night before.
Were you able to sleep the night before?
No.
Is there any stories about creatures here that give nightmares?
DM?
Make an Arcana check.
I'm guessing with disadvantage?
Yeah, because you have disadvantage on all ability checks.
I'd like to impose, whatchamacallit? Flash of Genius if I can.
Yeah.
So make me get a
What
plus
do I-
5 to that.
Okay.
Be a total of 14.
Total 14. Okay. In fairness, Amira, there was a lot of old stories that your grandma, Mother Maeve, used to tell you. Most of them you just chalked up to her being a bit kooky. But who knows? One of them might have some grain of truth to it. You wouldn't know though. You'd have to go to the source.
Mm. Or Meb would know. Sorry, Ava would know better than I would.
Alrighty. Well, that's our next step then. Go there, figure out what's going on with you, ideally. Get that resolved. And push forward. Are you willing to try taking a risk?
Kind of risk.
King was able to get an amulet off of Strahd in the prey things. It appears to be abjuration magic, which is normally protection and things of that nature. I can't guarantee it, I can't identify this. But I don't really know of much abjuration that could be harmful. Unless it's cursed.
You're wanting me to try a necklace that may or may not be cursed.
Well, it was on Strahd, so I doubt it's cursed. He doesn't take me for a guy who would be walking around with cursed items to be using.
I'm already at my lowest. Yeah, pass it over. I'll try it.
He'll head over the amulet.
Okay. Admittedly, Amira, you don't feel anything immediate. But then you get the impression that this is the kind of thing you have to attune to.
I think I have to attune to it.
All fair. Take your time. We'll head out when you're ready.
I guess you'll begin to attune to it.
Okay. I mean, the attuning process is an hour. So if there's anything that people want to do in that hour...
Before we head out... Oh, go ahead.
Go for it.
Before we head out, what's our game plan for today?
I was thinking. First things first. Figure out what's going on with the mirror. We need everyone firing on full cylinders, so you gotta get this resolved. Then I guess we've got a wedding to attend. At least make our way to.
Do we have a plan? Are we just going to the wedding?
Ideally, I'd like to get a mirror out of there, but one person in this party that I can think of who could get Irina out of there. That's you, Sonder.
Me? Especially for inside, I don't think that the eagle trick is going to work this time.
He has large enough windows, it might. He's stuck on the ground. You can fly. It gives you an advantage. He's much faster than all of us.
If there are large enough windows, then that might be feasible if they don't have any iron filigree or anything that would stop them from breaking open. But if there are no windows large enough, what's plan B?
Haven't figured that one out yet.
Say, if it goes off without a hitch, I don't get shot down. And
I don't think
Irina
he's gonna
and
shoot you down if you have Irina. He wants Irina. I don't think he's gonna kill her.
The thing is that I know you call me a wild card, but I don't know what he would do in this situation. I mean, he's going to suspect something, obviously. I mean, we wouldn't just show up to watch our friend be turned into a vampire like it's another Tuesday. I mean, obviously we're going to try something. He's going to be suspicious of us.
He might be. Like I would be. See what else we got.
I mean, I don't know much about vampires, let alone vampires who've been alive for centuries. And he has an abundance of power up his sleeve that we have no indication of. I mean, he was just tearing us apart with brute strength, basically. That entire fight. He was incredibly fast and incredibly strong.
We don't need to face him head on. All we need to do is get to another building. One that he doesn't own. One that he doesn't live in.
And to not look at him, I guess. That's how, what happened last time, right?
Don't look at him. Don't listen to him. You can plug your own ears. I recommend it.
Let me see if I
Mute
have...
yourself if you can. Just don't invite him inside, and we should be fine.
I'm checking if I have silence. I don't think I do.
I do, but I can't change out my spells.
I'm so sorry.
A little bit.
Go ahead.
A little bit more preparation when I get done today. Or partial plan B. That's all I got.
I have a question.
Ask away.
This plan of yours, do you intend to send Sonder in to get Irina alone?
Hell no.
Okay.
Mirik and I can barely hold him back. We were together with King.
That's what I thought was happening. We can't separate again. What happened between you guys? What did he do to you that you all wound up the way you did? If you can remember.
Other than quite literally using his hands and mauling us, his foot to kick in Amir's chest. The only other thing he had was minions of undead.
He did fire that one fireball, or was it a laser, at me.
It was a fireball, so he has
That
some
one.
magic capabilities. But he can also get into people's heads.
He charmed Irina. When I was running with her, through the alleyways, we were trying to get to the church. That's the safest place to be, really. But I think
One thing to note, though, I don't think he can have two people enthralled at the same time.
so. It dropped from you when he charmed her.
Not at the exact same time, no. Mine dropped in the fray of things, while we were all trying to still restrain him.
I see. Okay. When we were in the alleyways, I tried to stop him. I let Irina go in front of me, and I made myself look like her with disguised self. And I cast polymorph on him, and he was changing. I saw it in his face. And he just shook it off like it was nothing.
He can shapeshift as well. He came here as a wolf. He knocked the doors down as a wolf.
Interesting. I didn't know he could do that. He's not... Huh. Okay, so then maybe polymorph isn't the best idea.
Just ruffle Saunders' hair. You seem to have a bit in common.
He just kind of like pouts a little bit. At least I ask before I bite people. And I don't do it hard.
Alright, then let me ask this. When we figure out what's going on with Amira and get her back to normal, do you intend for us to go right there?
Do you have a better idea?
Saya kind of looks down and then looks at everyone else. I know we're all thinking the same thing. That we want Irina. We want her back. And we will get her back, just... I think we need more training. Or practice. This is a battle we cannot win. And as it is, we almost lost you guys. I don't want to lose any more people. I can't handle that.
I appreciate the sentiment, but we're also tight on time right now.
We do have that Vistani in Kreshk, if you remember. Madam Ava said something about them might being able to help us. If the Vistani usually work for Strahd, they might have insider information.
As of now, I'm inclined to agree with Saya. We came as fast as we could yesterday, and if he hadn't left, we wouldn't have made it on time. If that's what he can do in so short a time to you, a few more of us isn't going to make a difference right now.
What if instead of an outright brawl, we hope for a distraction? Pull their attention away from Irina in any capacity, and we do our best to just get her out as fast as possible. And as soon as she's out, then we retreat.
The issue that I see is we don't know when this wedding's occurring. Could be today, could be tomorrow.
What did he say about it?
Not much. He never gave a day.
And there's a chance he might want us to come for it.
I mean, in the moment it might have been better to ask. What the date and time was, but I think we were all spitting up a bit too much blood to think of that.
I think that we definitely should show up, but I don't think now is the right time. Because even if we figure out what's going on with Amira, she needs time to heal. So does Sonder. So do you, Jack. A night's rest isn't gonna cut it. We need a plan.
I agree with Saya in the sense that we need strategy. We need information. And if we can get any sort of background from anything, whether it's Madame Eva or if we go find the Vistani, any information would be helpful because we are fully walking into a trap. He specifically said that no harm will come to us on our journey there. I'm not so sure about actually being there.
It's gonna be a gamble with time. But it's a quick idea. First things first, we go fix a mirror. See if there's any stories about people casting nightmares or some nightmare creature. Ideally, not a nightmare creature. That'd just be terrifying. Get you back to being right as rain. Go to Kresk. Find the Vistani. Get what information we can. But one thing I would like for us to do is for you, Sonder, to have a chat with the druids.
Oh? Do you want me to ask about Kavan, right?
Both that, as well as if you can convince them against going against Strahd. Having sunlight during the day would be rather beneficial for everyone if we're trying to break Arena out.
I'll do my best. I'm not the best,
No.
smooth
You're
talker.
not going alone. We're all going to be going.
Yeah, Amira breaks the concentration on trying to attune when hearing about talks about the druids. No. Strahd is their god.
Strahd's their god because he can control the weather. Guess who else can do that?
I mean, that is true. I can make lightning and wind and rain and sunshine. So, you're not wrong.
I can make lightning and thunder. That's not gonna make them turn their back on him.
Don't know. Have you ever tried?
No, because they worship him.
My point still stands.
Question.
Listen, you're a good talker, but you're not that good.
Does anybody have a forgery kit? We have Strahd's handwriting in the letter.
I don't, but I wager Azazel would have.
Sonder kind of just blows out a puff of air. Of course, when we need him, he isn't here. Have you heard anything from him?
No. I tried to reach out before we left the Burgomaster's yesterday, and I felt the connection cut between us, but I don't know if what I felt beforehand was a goodbye or if it was like a promise to talk later, but I don't know.
Knowing Azazel, it wasn't a goodbye. Not unless he got roped up into something that he couldn't escape, but that's
not Azazel.
if he can talk his way out of, dealing with Strahd, when we were at Yesterhill, he can talk his way out of anything.
I agree with that. Which is something else. I wouldn't mind having him back with us before we try anything concerning Strahd.
Do we know when he's supposed to be back?
I know nothing, unfortunately.
He hasn't told me anything.
Sonder kind of just pouts a little bit. he hasn't said anything to me either. I just... I worry.
Good trait.
Worrying is a good trait?
To a point, yeah. If you didn't worry, you didn't care.
Sometimes I feel like I care a bit too much.
So I said to a point. Well, before we leave here, I'm gonna go talk to the burgomaster real quick.
Please tell me we're all moving as a pack and that you're not going by yourself.
If you want to come with, I'd say alright.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
gonna go see if I can get 25 gold.
I don't think it's safe for any of us to be by ourselves.
I need to pick up a package from the tailor, so I need to go out anyway.
Okay,
You guys stay here. Amira, attune to that necklace.
She's already back to attuning it.
Aurora and I and King will go out, get what we need done. Anybody else need anything from the city?
A new ribcage.
Actually, never mind, I can't think of it. I'll stay with Amira.
That reminds me. I have your axe still. I'm just gonna hand back Amira's axe.
She can't take it. She's attuning right now.
She's gonna set it next to Amira.
Now she has 2 crutches.
One is incredibly lighter than the other.
We'll be back as soon as we can.
Please be careful.
You as well.
I'm going to be sitting here making sure that Amira doesn't pass out. I think I'll be fine. Just be careful, please.
Thank you, Sander.
He'll kind of just, when everyone stands up, he'll give both Jack and Aurora a very tight hug.
Saya's gonna look over at Aurora and just ask, "You think you could buy another pencil?"
Of course.
And I'll pay you back for it.
Worry about it. I'm just glad to help nurture a love of art in someone else.
Alright then. Easy stuff out of the way first. Aurora, you're able to go and find the tailor. They're very happy to see you.
Then, guess Jack and Aurora head out with King.
I started speaking and didn't realise I was muted.
Oh no!
It's fine. It's great being muted. So, we'll do Aurora first, just because that's quite simple and easy to do. Aurora, you head out into the town. The woman that runs the tailor shop is incredibly happy to see you. Pulls you in, gives you a smile. Her mood is definitely a contrast to what you're feeling, but it's a happy sight nonetheless. She hands you over the package that you have been waiting for.
She does like smile, like her eyes light up, her fingers twitch, like I want to open this. But she just hugs it close instead. Just thank you.
My pleasure. Anything for another fellow lover of colour?
That reminds me, do you have any blue dresses? Something to compliment my my friend with the black hair.
Blue, black hair. Oh, I think I remember the lady that you're talking about. The one that decided to just get some more practical trousers, even though we all know she wanted a dress.
Yes.
I remember the very same girl. In that case, I don't believe I have anything of that very specific kind of blue that you're thinking of, because I know which color you're thinking of. But leave it to me. I think I know someone in Kresk that would be able to harvest some flowers for me. And she kind of leaves you to it as she starts like mumbling to herself about like getting an order of flowers from Kresk and making sure that something like happens. And she must speak to Gregor about this. She kind of like starts waddling off in her own way and just like mumbling like a mad woman.
Can I pay you for it now then?
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, of course. Do you remember what we said for payment? Do you have the receipt with you?
Yes. Yeah. She would hand over the receipt.
And if I remember correctly, play as DM, you paid for half, and then you were going to pay her half on pickup, or were you just going to like give a whole thing?
I thought she paid for the entire thing. Yeah, I thought she paid for the entire thing up front.
Yeah, which is why I was then really confused why you were asking for payment.
Oh no, she was asking about paying for Saya's dress.
Oh, no, that's my bad. That's my confusion. I was there like, oh, you're trying to pay for your dress. I was like, but I thought you'd already paid.
Yeah, it's like she's walking away muttering about like the flowers and the blue for Saya's dress. She's like, can I pay for that now then?
It's like, don't pay me until if I can figure out like I can actually do it. I don't want your money unless I can provide a product.
All right, fair enough. Do you have anything in purple, maybe?
You are desperate to get this girl a dress. I find it adorable. Purple is a little easier to do. It's not as vibrant as you might be looking for, but we do have this. And she takes out, it would be the equivalency of like a nice dress for a commoner. And it is purple, but it's closer to like that beet, like almost like a very dark brown red purple. Rather than like a vibrant, oh, it's a royal purple. But she does have something at the very least.
You know, knowing her, I'm certain she would likely find even something like this to be plenty.
Oh, Well, this is just a set of commoners' clothing, so it's not going to cost you a lot at all.
Well, with luck, I'll be able to come back and get something a touch nicer for her. Something blue. But for now, I'm happy to take this with me.
All right then. And she takes the dress that you've just pointed at and wraps it in the same, basically packing paper that she's wrapped your dress in, just to keep it safe for travel. And she begins to tie it, but not really tie it. Like, even in her action, she's there like, oh, I know that she's going to be wearing this as soon as she gets it, so I'm not going to be, like, trying to tie it up in all these elaborate bows.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, since it is one set of commoners' clothing, that'll be 2 copper, please.
She will hand her a silver piece. Keep any extra from it, please.
Are you sure? That's almost all the coin.
Positive. For now, it's the most I can do to encourage art and to contribute to the beauty that you help bring.
Well, in that case then, I humbly accept your patronage. And she lifts the coin up to her lips to kiss it, and then raises it like just above her forehead. But for now, we must be going. You do not need to be here any longer. You do not need to be darkening my doorways, so be gone with you. Enjoy the day. Well, what's left of it anyway?
We have lived to see another day, and that is plenty for me. Thank you very much for my dress and for my friend's dress.
Of course. Any time. And I will let you know if I'm able to find the blue dye.
Thank you. That would be very appreciated. She'll hug the other package alongside hers, and she will head back out to Jack with like an apologetic smile. Sorry, I wanted to get Saya something too. Every girl needs a dress.
You don't need to apologize for that.
I need to get Saya a pencil as well, but I'm happy to go to the Burgomaster's first.
Fair enough. Get up on the way back.
Sounds like a plan.
Might be able to stop the forge as well. One last time. Just in case someone has something in stock that I need.
Alright.
But we'll do that after the Burgomasters.
Alright. And Jack,
Yeah.
I want to say I respect your choices and your ideas as the leader of the group, but if I feel I'm not strong enough to handle Strahd's castle when that comes around, please don't make me.
Aurora, I will not make you do anything you don't want to. If there's ever a point in time where you just want to say no, feel free to. I don't want to be pushing people past what they're comfortable.
Thank you. As it is right now, I don't think I would be strong enough to handle Strahd. And I can't. I can't face the idea of going up there right now. I don't think I would walk back down.
My goal isn't to get into a fight with Strahd. Not right now. Main goal is just to make sure my friend's gonna be alright.
I want to help her too. Believe me, I do. I just. After yesterday and how fast our plans went awry, and the fact that Saya and I almost wouldn't have made it. I don't. I think it's suicide if we would try it now.
That's why we need to talk to the druids. If we can get them to keep daylight out, at least during the day, that makes a very large safe area away from Strahd. All we have to do is get out the window, get out the front door, get inside some light.
I still have something up my sleeve to try. I've just never attempted it, but it should help. Against Strahd, against vampires.
Keep it up your sleeve right now. Keep it close. God saw what a mirror could do, and, well, smarter than your average bear.
Mm-hmm. After a few hundred years, I don't doubt it.
If we have tricks, I think they will only work once on them.
Noted. Thank you for listening, though. I needed to say that.
Say, alright. I don't want to be the cause of pushing people past what they can handle. I definitely don't want to be the cause of somebody dying. I can only handle so much of that.
So can I.
Thank you for being part of this group, though. You and Sandra keep the sun shining on the inside. Does help.
I'm glad to help. I wish there was something I could do to lift everyone's spirits right now. But I know this isn't something that a dance will fix.
Honestly speaking, it's more... I don't think spirits need to be raised right now. I'm not sure about the others, but... it definitely set some determination in my own head. Anything to get my gears going. Sure, I knew how to jumpstart it.
I'll see if maybe I can find some way to try to help spirits tonight.
You doing alright, Amira? Not Amira. Aurora. God, names. So many names with an A's.
Yeah, this group likes our A names.
Quite honestly. Airman, Aurora, ass. Artemis.
Onwin.
Ouch for Aurora.
Darn it.
I'm doing all right. A lot's I found in the last couple of weeks that while I'm processing, I fall back to assessing the world around me. So,
Probably the worst world to want to be assessing around you.
fair. It just means that even if I'm not saying much, I'm aware of everything going on and noting what I can about conversations and everything. But I'm as alright as I can be. What about you? I didn't see you yesterday after everything. I had some healing left that I was going to heal you if I could have caught you.
It's alright. I'm doing as good as I can for what we have to work with.
I think that's the standard answer for us around here.
Seems to be pretty status quo, which not sure if it's a good thing or not.
Well, on the bright side, we woke up in our beds, alive and well.
For the most part. I don't think Mira woke up in her bed. Or well.
But she woke up.
Ah, so as long as each one of us feels one of those parts, got it.
Well, the point right now is we're alive.
I understand. Plan to keep it that way. I like you guys too much to let it go.
I happen to like being here as well, and I happen to like everybody here too much to suffer any more losses. So then, Captain or Captain?
Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna leave with the Zazel.
I'll admit, certainly not my choice of words, but it seems endearing enough, I feel.
That's fair. Well, if anything, it'd be one hell of a pain in Strahd's side.
I can at the very least promise him pain.
I like that promise. go get a mirror better. We're just filling our bag of tricks right now. Let's hope for a brighter future.
I'm alright with that. Oh. And 25 gold for travel funds?
It was actually going to be for some components I need for a spell.
Ah.
I would have asked Azazel for it, but, good at saying goodbye, but not saying goodbye.
All I told him yesterday was that I hoped he was alright.
It's Azazel we're talking about. He's going to be just fine.
I know. That doesn't mean I don't worry, though.
You'll make it back to us. Don't need to worry about that.
After Yesterhill, I find I kind of worry about him a bit more. He looked like death when he came back down.
Because he was running through the entire gosh darn town. He didn't have the luxury of riding on the back of a horse. Man was sprinting.
I would have gotten him onto the horse if I would have passed him. Speaking of yesterday, though, I did ensure Lady Watcher will not be joining the ranks of the undead before I left.
Good. At least have another potential safe haven growing again. At least somewhat. At least have resources behind us back. That's better than what we had.
It is.
Jack will just walk to the Burgermaster's house.
Aurora's following.
Easy enough done. You're technically walking in the opposite direction because you have to go back past the inn to then turn down a side street to go to the Burgomaster's house. But easy enough done. The door isn't fixed, but at the very least, it's been barricaded in a way where there is no hole.
Check, we'll find another door to knock on then.
Fair enough. The only other door that has like an outside access is one in the back garden.
Yeah, Jack will knock on that.
And there's a hesitant response, but the door unlocks and you can hear like a key sliding in the tumbler. And you're greeted by this middle-aged woman, ginger, hair pulled and scraped back under a cap. At first, you don't recognize her, and then you realize this is the cook. She was here the first time that you came here and was there preparing food for the festival.
Is the Burgermaster in?
It takes her a moment to recognize who you are. But when it finally clicks in her brain, like, oh, that's who you are, she visibly relaxes and opens the door wider for you to come in.
I just didn't want to be going through the front door. It's a little barricaded, but I didn't want people to just have to undo what they were doing there. Yeah, Jack will head to try to find the Burgermaster if he's awake.
He is awake. He's actually in the front parlor rooms, the room right next to the front door. He doesn't notice you necessarily come in, but when he does, he very quickly straightens up, straightens his back, notices you.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
How things going?
Better than expected.
Good to hear.
The priest came yesterday and blessed our house. So, if the old wives' tales are true, then Strahd cannot simply just walk through the front door.
That'd be fantastic. You getting hold back of the city easy?
Oh, no. It's very much the case of finding whichever guards of mine are alive and trying to slowly but gently prise away the powers that tried to grab their claws into Vallaki. It wasn't just the Watcher, there was other old families that thought very similarly.
That's not reassuring.
It's not, but also not something that you need to worry about. I'm capable of sorting the wheat from the chaff.
I understand. If you need any help, do feel free to ask.
Of course. But from the look on your face, I can tell that you have not come just simply to check on my status.
Entirely no.
What do you need?
Ideally 25 to 30 gold. I just need to get spell components.
Oh, if that's
I know
all.
you gave some to Azazel, but he's gone right now.
You see him thinking about it a little bit. And, yeah. Done. You would actually be surprised of who came over yesterday to pay compensation.
Was it Azazel?
No. Even stranger. It was the, no, it was the Watcher boys.
It's odd.
Apparently they were fully for profiting from their mother's coup until they found their father's rotting corpse in the bedroom.
Their father's rotting corpse?
Hmm.
Who took out him?
Well, that's the thing. Lord Watcher has been dead for a while now. Apparently, their mother was either casting magic or using an invocation to keep him from decomposing. And of course, with her gone, he immediately started to decompose.
I don't know.
So the boys came over to pay compensation, to apologize for their mother's antics, and to essentially swear fealty. Since they are now heads of the Watcher House.
Well, ideally they keep to their word then. That'd be nice.
Oh, they better. Otherwise I will expose what their mother did to the entire town, wrecking their reputation. Not that they have much of one to begin with.
A little bit of a heads up as well. My group's gonna be out of town for a while.
Do you have ways of contacting, or is it just a you will be gone until otherwise stated?
I don't have ways of contacting you, per se. So, until otherwise stated.
That is fair. Alright then. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, and you've been walking and talking as he's been saying this, and he's gone back up to the library to that same, essentially, desk safe. And takes out a handful of gold that he then starts, essentially stacking up and counting with his thumb. And he leaves 3 piles of 10.
I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah. Take it before I change my mind. But you're a good boy. You've proven yourself.
Ideally, that doesn't have to come up again where I need to prove myself again. I want smooth sailing from right now, and I don't want to be dealing with Strahd again.
Understandable.
That's not what my... Unfortunately, my plate is still has him on.
And I have a feeling
So-
that it will for a while, at least for you.
The goal is to get him off that plate. Ideally for everyone. That might not be for quite some time.
Well, is there anything else that I can do for you on this day?
Let's be it. I
Alright.
appreciate it. If you need us, just let us know. Gonna be heading up towards Kresk for a little bit. Probably be back. I have no idea when.
Well, in that case, I wish you good fortune.
You as well. Start heading on out.
Alright then. Going back to the inn while all this is happening.
There's actually one other place Jack would like to stop.
Oh, go on then.
The Forge,
Mm-hmm.
just to see if you can buy 25 gold's worth of powdered gold.
I mean,
Wait, what component is it for?
It is for a spell called Arcane Lock,
Okay, never mind.
which I need 25 gold's worth of powdered gold.
I mean, in fairness, the blacksmith looks to you. Says, You've brought me the gold, so I can just powder it for you.
That'd be fantastic. I also wanted to compensate you for doing the work.
You're fine. This isn't work. This is just me putting it through a press.
Still work. Be kind enough to let me use your force. And be kind enough to pay you for helping.
But yeah, he essentially, Jack just fluffs you away with his hand. He's there like, nah. And just spends the time quite happily just powdering this gold for you.
Fantastic.
But that's easy enough done. So you still have 5 gold pieces, and now you have 25 golds worth of powdered gold.
Fantastic.
Aurora also wanted to stop at the general store and buy another pencil.
Oh, yeah. Easy enough done. Copper.
Mm-hmm.
Not an expensive tool at all.
I'm ready to head back to the inn.
Mm-hmm. Alright then, so we have Sonda doing some arts and crafts project. We have Amira attuning to the necklace, and we will get to that in a second. And then we have Saya just pushing food around the plate. Okay. Amira,
Yes.
you finish attuning to this necklace. And the best way that I can describe it is that this necklace does have some like dormant, latent power. But it's not activated. And you get the impression that the only way to activate it is in Ravenloft. So you need to go to the castle to activate the necklace.
Great.
But you technically are now owning it. It is now attached to you.
Great. Just woke up, knock, knock, knock. Hey, don't mind me. I just need to get into the door. Great. Deuces, I'm out. Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon.
At least you tried.
Yep, finishes achievement. Plain as day on her face, like disappointment.
You'd probably find Sonder, like, um, in your room, um, and he is kind of just like sitting on the floor with bunches of fabric like surrounding him, as he just has a corner of his tongue poking out of his lips as you see him sewing.
Hey, bud.
Oh, hello.
What
Honestly,
you
I'm gonna
doing?
say all three of them are in there.
Okay, sure. When everybody left, we went back up to the room. And then that's when the attunement happened.
Yeah, because he's like, I
Nothing
don't want to
against
bother you. I'm just gonna do all of this shit. Don't worry about it.
nothing against your cooking, but I don't think any of us could stomach anything. Or if we did, we like bitted and bobbed. um so what you doing?
Well, um, don't take this the wrong way, but I realized that um, since you were still wearing the same clothes as yesterday, that you didn't have any to spare. Um, so I decided to reuse some of my old clothes that I don't need right now. And I think they should fit you, but I just need to make sure before I actually put in the final stitches.
Amira looks incredibly touched. You you're making me clothes?
He kind of just
Amira?
like he kind of just looks up at you from the floor and just gives you a smile and a nod. These are my only pair of clothes that I really had left. So I apologize, they're not in the best condition. Um, I ran around in the Feywild in them for about 60 years, so they're a little worse for wear, but they're yours now. And it is
She
the same clothes that Sonder showed up in Barovia with his patchwork pants and his, like, the shirt that his mom made him, basically. And he kind of just modified them to fit a smaller body.
Amira look again, very kind of like emotional, very touched. I I don't I don't know what to say. Um thank you doesn't seem enough. No one's no one's ever done anything like that for me.
You don't really have to say anything if you don't want to. Um, I don't
Seems
expect anything in return. Um, I just noticed that you didn't have anything else, and I didn't want you to walk around with slashes in your clothing.
I,
He kind of just gives her a knowing look of like, he can pick up her vibes and that she's like about to fucking cry. Um, so he kind of just like, he was sitting like crisscross on the floor. He kind of just stands up, um, and gently sets out the modified clothing. You can see like pieces of fabric that he like cut away, um, before, like kind of littered around the floor, and you see just a small little like handmade needle and thread on the floor next to it. I know you probably need help putting the shirt on, but I made the gap in the front where the laces sew up a little bit wider, so you don't have to stretch your arms over your head to get it off and on until your ribs can fully heal. And it is fully adjustable, so if you need to, you can pull the strings and have them quite fitted to you, actually. And pants are just pants. I just resized it to something that would fit your frame and cut most of the legs off.
Her lip quivers, hearing how much you've considered, her, and how she is currently able to move and not move.
Would it be alright if I gave you a very, very gentle hug?
I'd really like a hug.
He kind of just comes over, and bends down a little bit, and just very gently, wraps his arms around her, barely putting much pressure on anything but her shoulders, and kind of just, brings her into his chest.
We want you to feel better, Amira. You know how much it sucks to be injured and tired.
I'm scared to go to sleep.
I know. I'm sorry that you have to deal with this. The most I can make for you is a tea that will help relax you before you go to bed, but I don't have any remedies for nightmares, unfortunately.
I'll try anything.
Do you want to see if you can take a nap, maybe? Before everything happens?
She looks genuinely scared, you two won't leave, will you?
I'll stay right at your side. I won't leave.
She looks to Saya as well to see if Saya confirms that.
To stay?
Yeah, because she asks, you're not gonna leave, are you? She looks terrified.
Oh, no. Actually, if possible, Saya was going, if on the chance that Amira was going to actually try to take a nap at that moment, Saya was going to try to cast a minor illusion. And it would be like something soothing to kind of relax her. Like something nice, quiet, to make her feel safe.
You mean those, oh my god, they were like night lights, in the 90s, where they looked like a fish tank and they had the moving fish?
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, one of those things. I want you to put a template there.
Fishy night light.
I did. She just did, and I had to put down a template for it.
So sweet.
See, not all I say is magic is not all I say is magic is scary.
You're one of us. You're part of the pack. We're going to take care of you as much as we can to the best of our ability, but you're struggling, so we're going to help. Even if it's just for an hour or two, any amount of sleep is better than none. Trust me.
She still looks like a little bit scared. Um, should should I try to tap on Bryce to see if you need to make any adjustments or anything?
Yes. Let me help you out of that shirt first, though. Just same procedure as before. Just gently lifting it off with minimal owies. And then this. I hope it's all right. This is the shirt that my mother made for me. So I hope it does you well.
And you're giving it to me?
You need it more than I do.
But it's from your mom.
He just gives her like a sad but reassuring smile. She would want you to have it anyways.
She looks a little conflicted, but
I mean, he already cut it, so
yeah, that's why I was like, she's a little conflicted, but it's like there's nothing I can really do right now.
you can scold me about it later if you want.
It's more the wistful side of things of like, this is one of the few things you have from your mother. And like Amira doesn't have anything from her parents. Except from like her life. I promise to take very good care of it.
He just gives her a very gentle smile. I know you will. And don't worry about getting stains on it, or even blood. Any rip, I can sew. That's actually what I was planning to do once we get you in these clothes, is try to repair your other ones. Just in case, so you have 2 pairs instead of just 1.
Are you sure?
He nods and kind of like pushes her hair back from her face again. Of course.
Okay.
We're here for you, Amira. I promise.
She will very like carefully with Saunders' help get the like new top on.
He'll like pull the laces a bit tighter around her neck in her chest, so it fits well, but it's definitely flowy enough to where there's no restriction on her movement. The shoulders are still like a bit low, so they're kind of like falling off a little, and he's definitely hemmed the arm length, so it's a tad bit too long for her, but that's like easily just roll the hem and sew again type of thing.
She stands as still as possible so that if he's doing anything to it, he can, so she's not like getting in the way of anything.
He'll like thread the cord, pull it tight, and just kind of like do a cursory glance. I might need to hem the arms but I can do that at a later date. You need your rest.
We can do it now.
He kind of just gives her a look of like, you need sleep.
Okay. I'm not gonna be allowed to stall for longer, am I?
No, not really. I can make that tea if you want.
No, we should try that later, not now.
He smiles and just kind of like sits at the head of her bed and just like pats the pillow softly.
Yep, she goes to lay down.
He kind of like pulls the covers up to her and like gently tucks them underneath her body, like just making sure that she's warm. And he like picks up her water skin and just sets it on the bedside table just in case.
This is like such a 180 for her, because her parents never did this. Like she's lying in bed. She looks comfortable as much as she can be, but her eyes are wide open.
Poor thing.
Sandra will kind of just like chuckle and I'm not the expert on sleep, but I think you're supposed to close your eyes. Sorry, Val slipped in there a little bit. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she like, as much as she can about it causing her pain, like slips her hand out of the covers.
He's kind of like sitting next to her head, if that makes sense. Like, say he's sitting next to her pillow. So he'll just like gently take her hand and kind of like run his thumb like over her knuckles. And he'll start humming that same lullaby, just a bit louder. It's very soft and soothing and lilting. Something that somebody would hum while strumming a lute is the best way to describe it. It's very soft and ethereal almost.
To add on to that, Saya would go over to Amira and kind of take one of her hands and
Oh, it's cold.
I apologize. And
It's nice.
she would
I have this like clammy.
she would draw like a symbol and then she would say something in Elvish.
Oh. Does Amira? Oh, Amira does know Elvish.
So essentially what Saya did, she kind of said like a little saying that she had heard her mother tell her, and it would be to protect from nightmares. She would say, my mother would draw this magic symbol on my hand and say this line, and supposedly it would make sure that no darkness could ever reach through the dreams. And like a mother's watchful eye, I would be safe at night. I know I'm not a mother, but I figured I would pass it on to you and see if it works. Even though I myself am darkness.
She chuckles when like you say that you're darkness. I don't think so.
And just because she said that she didn't mind it, Say would kind of kneel down on the floor beside the bed and just kind of put her arms gently on her ribs, kind of ice them.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Hopefully it helps you heal a little bit more.
Try to get some sleep.
Amira's gonna close her eyes and try to go to sleep.
Sonder is just humming away, just gently stroking the back of her hand. And he kind of just pulls his field guide out from his backpack and just, starts reading through it. He's not moving unless Amira wakes up.
Okay. In that case, when you get back from the Burgomasters, Jack and Aurora, you would notice that no one is downstairs anymore. But it doesn't take a lot of searching to find them upstairs. Amira is passed out. The other two just watching over her as she sleeps.
Jack would definitely recognize the lullaby that Sonder is singing.
Quietly knock on like the door frame, just be like, "Hey, you're here."
Sonder would stop his humming and just quietly, like, stage whisper, like, "You can come in as long as you're quiet."
Come in. Whisper back to Sonder. So, are we not heading out today?
I figured just give her an hour or two. Just some semblance of rest is better than none.
Give her an hour or two.
I'm sorry, you're a bit muffled. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Sorry. Is it fair enough? Give her an hour or two.
Just gives him like a soft smile, like a soft, grateful smile, and nods.
And on that case, Saya would get up and leave after Jack entered.
Aurora probably would have caught her outside because she would have been sticking with Jack to find everybody else. I've got your pencil.
Thank you. How much is it?
Don't worry about it. It's my gift to you. As is this. And she'll offer her the other package, the dress. It's nothing fancy, but every girl needs a dress.
Why?
Why not?
And she'll take the package and just kind of look at it like very much. I'd never got one of these before. What do I do with it? Kind of movements on it.
Well, we're not leaving yet, are we? Do you want to try it on?
Sure. I don't know how though.
I'll help, but it shouldn't be too hard to get into. It's meant more for every day than anything truly formal, but it was what she had on hand, and she kind of tilts her head. Just, I get the feeling that you prefer simple over fancy anyway.
Simple's better. Easier. She would head back to her room in hopes that Aurora would follow. Aurora would follow. And she would take it out. She would unwrap it and look at it. It's... I like the color.
I'm glad. It's what she had on hand, but I wanted something that would complement your eyes.
And she just kind of puts her hands, like, she half intertwines, like, her fingers and is just kind of, like, playing with her hands, like, feeling awkward, like, I don't know what to do.
Aurora would, like, set her dress, like, her still wrapped dress down on the, down on, like, the table, just like, come on, let's get you into it and see how it looks.
Is it gonna protect me?
I suppose if you kept your armor on under it, or put your armor on top of it, then yes, but, this is meant for fun.
Okay. She kind of steps forward to look at the dress and then stops and goes, will I still be me?
Of course. I'm still me when I wear my dress, aren't I? Or when I wear my armor.
She nods and will pick up the dress and start trying to put it over her clothes.
That clothes off first, then the dress. Come on. She'll, like, start helping, like, respectfully, just kind of, like, pointing out, like, top and cloak, and just, like, this goes off, and this goes off, and yes, your sheath and your belt has to come off.
She takes the stuff off and she goes, but that was a lot of work to put on.
I put on armor every day, I understand, but, but you're not going to wear a dress into battle, I would assume, so this is something more to relax in. You'll possibly be staying the night at the Stani camp tonight, with any luck, and maybe there'll be music, maybe a dance. And skirts twirl the best in a dance. above breeches and trousers.
So yeah, she wouldn't do what she was instructed, take off her regular clothes and put on the dress. And she's just like, it feels comfortable, I guess. Are you sure this is okay?
Positive. And what's more, you look absolutely beautiful, Saya. If you'd like, you can put your belt on with it.
Yeah, she would start putting her belt and armor on top of it. How much did this cost?
Don't worry about that either. The important thing is if you like it.
Well, you seem to know a lot about fashion and outfits in the group, so if you say it looks really good, then it must look good, I guess.
Well, thank you for that.
She's gonna take her cloak and start tying it around and be like, I need another layer.
Up to you, of course.
And then she's gonna do like that, like she just kind of, like, she starts pulling at it and just kind of, like, starts moving around. The first time everyone's wearing a dress, like, she's just twirling and trying to figure out how to move in it.
It looks good. And, soft, flowy, easy to move in.
What did you buy?
Something simple, but a little fancier than that. I was missing color. I love my dress. It's just I miss color.
Can I see?
Sure. She would unwrap hers, which is in her hands this very slender emerald green dress with essentially spaghetti straps and a very somewhat low neckline.
She just kind of takes the dress and just kind of, like, puts it against her. I don't know if it's gonna fit you.
It'll fit. Just, it'll look better certainly without the armor. And easier to picture without the armor.
And then she stands back and puts the dress back on the bed and just tries to picture it. I'm not sure I'm getting that right. It looks like it's getting snagged. It's kind of... No, it doesn't work with armor. It really doesn't.
My dress, it's not meant to. It's more of a... Well, ideally it's more something to wear in a nicer situation, though, something more to where, say, if I would have had this when we had dinner with Lady Watcher. Not that I would have trusted going there in anything less than what I did, but in a more formal situation than most of what we're in here.
I do like it. It's not my color, but I like it, and I, maybe sometime you can try yours on too.
Maybe I'll try it on tonight. It's just not much of a dancing dress.
And then she does actually go in and hug Aurora and say, "Thank you."
It's my pleasure, Saya. I don't quite understand the mantra, I admit, but I heard a couple times outside the temple the sentiment that a dress can make a girl feel like a princess.
You mean you're a princess? You're royalty?
No, but I heard girls outside of the temple say that it can make you feel like one. I never really knew the truth of it, but I always felt nice in the clothes that I had, so every girl needs a dress.
I don't know about princesses. They seem stuck up and snooty and hot-headed and racist.
At some point I'll make sure Mira gets one too, but I'm glad you like yours.
Sorry.
She cracked at her own joke. She cracked at her own joke.
I knew exactly what I was
pull herself out.
I am. I did. I fully just called myself out. I did it on purpose too.
I'm amazed I kept it in as long as I did.
Giggle break.
So, are you going to keep it on, or do you want to change back into your normal clothes?
I'll keep it on for a little while and see what it looks like for a while.
In that case, I'm going to pack mine up and get ready to travel a little bit. Maybe see if we can request some lunch to go. Sandwiches for the road doesn't sound entirely bad.
If it's a long journey too, we're gonna need it.
What doesn't seem like a long journey from here?
Well, were you gonna make them? 'Cause I can try and help you make stuff.
Alstra was the one that was good in the kitchen, not me.
We could try.
I guess so. I was going to request Danica make them, but let me pack my stuff up real quick then. She'd grab her stuff out to her room and pack up and head back downstairs.
I guess the real question becomes, as you busy yourselves just for the day. Or at least for that bit of the afternoon. How long do you leave Amira to sleep before someone goes and wakes her?
Only for about like 1 or 2 hours long, because we still have stuff to do, but it's better to just let her sleep for a little bit than not at all.
Okay.
But yeah, Sandra would just be staying by her side the entire time, like actively keeping track. And, if she shifts or moves, he kind of looks over, sees if anything is like playing across her face, like any fear or frustration or anything. Just keeps note. And if he sees anything, then he just very gently like smooths out the crease in her forehead with his thumb and just like, I'm here, it's okay, type of stuff. Like how you would like treat a child, basically.
Yeah, because I'll kind of be there, to watch over Amira.
Okay. So, you wake up Amira. You don't know how long it's been. But that was a refreshing nap. You didn't dream. There were no bad feelings, bad omens. Don't get me wrong. You're still stiff. And you haven't got the benefit of a long rest. Because you essentially just took a short one.
Yep.
But at least you now know that you can sleep without bad dreams.
Yep. So Amira wakes up. She's a little discombobulated.
Sandra kind of like sees her starting to wake up. And he like puts his book down and grabs her water skin and like waits for her to like actually wake up before he just like smiles at her like a full shows his entire teeth smile. And just, well, good afternoon, sleepyhead.
How long do they sleep?
Not too long. About an hour and a half or so.
Some would say not long enough.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, they're back.
How you feeling?
I still hurt, but I'm less tired. And I didn't get a nightmare this time.
That's lovely to hear, at least. I know it wasn't a lot of rest, but I'm glad you did get some.
Well, thank you for helping me get to sleep.
Of course. Like, he'll help Amira sit up a little bit and hand her water skin. I'll always be here if you need me. I've had a lot of practice with uh, dealing with nightmares, so I know how it is.
She takes like the water skin and drinks some of it. Well, I'm still thankful.
Like I said before, You're part of our team, and you're part of my pack. I'm going to take care of you, no matter what.
She smiles. It's clear that she's still kind of like waking up and is still like a little groggy.
Yeah.
Because girl has not slept well for the last 2 nights, and now she's just had a 2-hour nap.
Well, now that you're awake, I'm going to go heat up that food from downstairs, and I'll bring it back up to you. He kind of just like stands up from the bed and kind of like shakes his legs out a little bit, and just very softly to Jack, like as he's walking by, just keep an eye on her. As he just very quickly goes downstairs to grab the food, and like he'll reheat it in a pan.
I'm pretty sure that Sandra going downstairs, you'd probably see Aurora and Saya down there. To which Saya's gonna bolt behind Aurora.
Oh, hello. Don't mind me. As he just kind of like rushes back into the kitchen. Like he'll grab a plate off of the table as he just kind of like speed walks by and just immediately heads into the kitchen as you just hear a, I'll be right back. 5 minutes later, after you hear like a couple bumps and stuff, he comes back out with the same breakfast as before, just reheated. As he walks by again, I'll be down in a moment. I'm just getting Amira some food.
Take your time.
He just gives them a bit of a confused smile, seeing now that Saya is kind of like behind Aurora. He's like, I don't know what's happening, and he just goes right back up the stairs.
For what it's worth, Aurora looks just as confused. And it's just like, you're fine.
Aurora and Sonder just being like, blink, blink, blink. What is happening? But yeah, he goes back up the stairs, and he will just hand the plate back to Amira with a little fork on the side. I reheated it for you, so it should be alright, but just check the temperature before you take a bite. Make sure it's not too hot.
Gingerly takes the plate. Thank you.
He kind of just like pets your head a little bit. Now eat up. You gotta get some energy in you at least. Jack, have you had breakfast?
Yeah, I did. I made breakfast.
Really good. She says while eating a cheese toastie.
Apparently Jack makes cheese toasties now.
Hey, if you're gonna be making food, you gotta make sure it's gonna be good food.
Right, it's cheese, it's great.
Jack will head back downstairs with everyone else. Has Danica ever came down?
So, while you were gone, and in this period of 2 hours of Amira sleeping, yes, Danica and Owen have come down. They've joined in with making sure that everyone's okay. Danica's posted up behind the bar.
Just want to make sure.
Oh no, they're still there.
Gosh, I don't know what I would do if they weren't.
No, literally.
Honestly, biggest fear was that you were gonna say, no, they're not here.
And then we would have to go upstairs, break down their door, and find their mutilated bodies in their room. Yeah, no thanks, I'm good.
Yay, horror!
You think I'd be that stereotypical?
You can kill all the all the PCs that you like, but not the NPCs.
We draw a line there.
We should probably mention that this is all of the speedrun is done on the first version of Cuphead, which you can actually.
But no, they've been making themselves known, making themselves busy. Owen saw that you'd made yourselves breakfast and makes a playful joke that since you've already eaten, you don't need dinner.
We won't be around for dinner, and Jack will put down a gold to be able to, like, hey, paying for the food.
He does chuckle, and and he just pushes the gold back onto you, like he's not taking your money.
I don't know.
But yeah, they've been making themselves busy, popping around. The boys have been less rambunctious. I think they've been. You get the impression they've been told by their mum that they need to be quiet. And so they have been.
Jack will spend his time down in the main room, waiting for everyone to finish up and get ready to go.
Saunder's kind of just gonna be mother henning Amira. So like whatever she needs, he'll go get. Like if she needs help putting her armor on, like he'll help her with that. If she needs more water in her water skin, he'll do that. Takes the plate from her, like brings it back downstairs and is like, I'll wash it later. He's just kind of doting on her like fully.
Okay. So now that you're all technically ready and awake, what is it that you are doing? Like, what is your plan for the rest of the day?
Helpful if it wasn't muted.
That would be helpful.
First goal is to head towards Amira's camp. Talk to
Do
the
we
lady
still
over
have
there.
the wagon?
No.
Okay, we sold it.
Well, no, you never
Well, it was-
never had a wagon.
It was we caught a ride with the oh my god, what is her name? The second burgermaster's wife in Kreshk.
Which we do need to get her back to Kreshk as well, so if she can come with us, that'd be fantastic.
Can escort her home, go speak to the Vistani.
But, Amira, as a native, you've heard them having two different conversations. One about them going to see your grandma, but then another one to go back to Kresk. You know for a fact that those two are on completely different sides of Barovia, and you're not going to be able to do both in a day.
I can kind of see one problem with this. You're only gonna be able to get to one today.
Fair enough. We'll go to your place first. Stop back here. Pick up Anya. And head back to Kresk.
Wait, so we're walking through the night again?
No. Rest here the night.
Oh, I see. Okay. Don't mind me. That's Ness being slow. That's not Sonder being slow. Don't worry. He's big brain. He's not slow.
Going to their camp, talking to them, seeing if they know anything about creatures or whatnot that might be causing nightmares. So we can help fix whatever's ailing Amira. Come back here.
I don't think that Ameva has a spare rib cage.
Well, if you don't mind a little bit of surgery, I mean, I could always try to make you one. I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like. Not much of a medical thing.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I feel like if you did do that, and it's metal, I think it'd be better for it to just break instead of bend.
But also, since it's not biological material, her body's going to reject it, probably. And we don't have enough blood for that. And I don't really think the most that we have here are midwives and the priest. But I don't think the priest is going to be able to do anything for this. This is probably a joke. I'm going to stop talking now. That was a very funny joke.
Fair enough. But, yeah, I'm gonna be coming back here to rest. For heading out the next day for Kresk.
Let's just hope we don't miss whatever this wedding is, because he never gave us a time or a date. He's a very bad host.
He's. Oh no, wait. She was passed out when he said that he needed guests
Mm-hmm.
or witnesses or something. So.
Witnesses. Sonder literally just woke up because Jack, tapped him with a heal spell. So, that's the only reason why Sonder knows about it.
Yeah, Amira looks incredibly guilty when they start mentioning the wedding.
Well, the word's not gonna travel itself.
Aurora will fully nudge Saya out from behind her if Saya is still trying to hide behind her.
Yup.
Like, you look fine. You look fine.
She comes out and you just. She comes out and all you hear is a. She's very shy about it.
Saya, you look so pretty.
Sonder will nod and just be like, oh, so this is what you've been up to. It looks absolutely lovely on you. I really do think purple is your color.
Thanks. I Aurora got it for me, and I was thinking that maybe we could make sandwiches, but maybe we don't know how and need Danica. I don't know.
It's 2 slices of bread. Butter them. Butter one side of each bread. And I would put some meat or some cheese in the middle. Put the buttered sides in the middle with the meat in between, and you're good. That's a sandwich.
think it would probably be faster at this rate if Danica made them. I just thought it would be nice if we had something to eat while we were moving.
I'd say I would agree. Danica probably needs to do it.
Almost as if she's been listening to the conversation because you've just been having it in the middle of the tap room. You hear a soft thud as Danica puts down a the equivalency of like a picnic basket,
We don't
and just
deserve you.
puts it down next to you.
Thank you, Danica.
We don't deserve you.
No,
Thank you.
you do not. But here you go.
I love her so much. I promise that when we get back, I will do you a favor and clean your entire kitchen for you while you go and rest after we close up shop.
Oh, don't tell that to Erwin. He will definitely take you up on that.
Then I will definitely tell Erwin.
No, don't.
I'll help.
Oh,
When
I'll put
When
you a
I'm
few
not so
elboweries.
making me interact with my husband? Ugh.
I know it's such a pain, but someone's gonna have to bear with it.
you married him.
I think that was supposed to be a joke.
Oh,
I promise it's sarcasm.
when I'm wearing one piece instead of plenty, I'll chop you some firewood.
Now that I will appreciate. Now go on. You've been sat around here for 3 hours.
That's my bad.
You are getting sleep. Very much needed rest.
Alright. Let's get out of here. Get up and head his way on out.
Okay.
Sandra sticks to Amira's side like glue the entire time.
I'm gonna have King just pick up Amira. Bridal style, not like luggage. We'll specify that. Because the last time he ordered King to pick someone up and carry them like luggage.
Poor Irina.
Ow.
Okay. And you begin to travel. You're traveling for 2 hours. You get past the bend in the road that moves you past, like if the lake is on your left, you've moved fully past the lake. It took you an hour to do that. And now you're heading around the bend and getting closer to the windmill.
Getting nervous from all the dice rolling.
Me too.
No, no, no. Oh, no, no, no.
You hear the sound of snapping twigs. It draws your attention to several dark shapes in the fog. They're carrying torches and pitchforks. What do you wish to do?
Do I have any idea if this is just like a hunting party or like it's hunting season or anything like that?
Whatever it is, you have a very limited amount of time to figure out what you're doing. So what are you doing?
are they like making a lot of noise? Like, are they yelling? Is it like an angry mob type of deal?
Or is it more like a hunting party, as in like because it's hunting season?
Well, they're not making a lot of noise, but you can hear the snapping of twigs, you can see shapes, they're carrying torches, and you can see they're carrying pitchforks.
I say it's best that we hide if we can, just in case, and then if they're friendly, then we can approach, but it's best to play everything safe right now. So if we're by the windmill, how far away are we from it?
Oh, not far at all.
So we can make it to the windmill before they come out of the fog, like so they won't see us?
Potentially.
I say that's our best bet. That's my vote, if anything. Anyone else have any ideas, or is it just me?
D, you're muted if you're trying to say something.
I haven't said anything.
Okay.
Well, whatever you're doing, you gotta figure it out. Because if you don't say something, they're just gonna find you in the road.
We should move off to the side of the road, trying to go into the forest a little bit. On the other side, just to see what they do. Hide away from them, try not to be seen.
So we're going to the forest instead of the windmill?
I mean,
Just so they can pass.
I mean, there are trees at the side of the path that leads up to the windmill. So they're not, like, mutually exclusive.
Okay. As long as we get closer to the windmill, because that's at least fortifiable, if they are not friendly. We can make like a choke point in the doorway. So I guess hide behind trees, lads.
Make a stealth check for me, please, everyone, if you are actually hiding.
Do I get advantage or disadvantage because of King?
No, your stealth roll is completely based on King.
Okay.
Okay, he has disadvantage.
Oh god!
And
hang
we're
on.
gonna.
Don't roll King's just yet. Let me see if I have anything.
Oof. In Aurora's defense, there's also a horse to pull off the road, too. I'll say I got a 24.
Okay.
You said to hide. She hid.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Nice. So, you all watch as a small group moves past you. There seems to be a mother holding like a bundle, could be a wrapped baby. There's mother, baby, there's two young men holding the pitchforks and the torches. And then another girl that looks to be in her teenage years with... They're not a toddler, but they're in that weird age range between like 3 and 7.
Preschool?
Yeah, they could be anywhere like in that range. But they're making their way along the path, and they seem to be moving, so they're going past the windmill and towards Vallaki. They don't appear to see you as you watch them go by.
If they're coming straight from like the fog, what direction are they coming from?
Well, they're not coming from the fog. You're seeing them through the fog. So they're following the road, but they just happen to have their bodies obscured by the fog around you.
Got you. So are they coming from town Barovia, not pocket dimension Barovia?
Yeah, like that's... Yeah, a lot of things follow this one main road. So yeah, you keep following this road and you'll eventually get to the town of Barovia.
Jack will see them head down towards Barovia. Jack will come out from behind a tree, just try to call out to them. Excuse me.
There's a little bit of
I'm kind of curious where
a yelp.
Go for it.
Go on.
I'm just kind of curious on where you guys are heading.
Immediately, the men with the pitchforks come so that they're in between you and the mother. In like a defensive position.
Jack's hands will go up. No weapons in his hands, just trying to be as innocent as he can. Then okay.
State your business. You've just come from the fog?
Well, I'm an adventurer primarily. I was actually heading this way, trying to help my one friend. Pretty ill right now.
They're all taking you in, and they're not really sure what to do with you, is probably the best way of putting it. Like, they don't really know what to say. And they just begin shuffling away from you. So they're continuing down the path, but they're making sure to face you, and the pitchforks are being held in your direction in a very clear, like, back off and back away posture.
It just looked like you guys needed help. My apologies. I'm not from around here. Where I'm from, helping others is a bit more open-minded.
You see the younger teenage girl reach out and like squeeze the arm of one of the men and whisper something to them. There's now probably like 40-50 feet between the two groups now. But they do stop shuffling. And with the pitchforks still in very much a defensive position, the younger of the two men looked to you and go, Barovia as a town is dead. There's no work there, no food there. We're looking to see if Vallaki is any better.
Vallaki is better right now. As well as, I know Kresk, a bit harder to get into, but I'm aware that it's more of less fending for yourself, pulling your own weight there. He's gonna reach into his coin purse, set 5 gold down onto the road and back away from it. 5 gold to help you guys out.
Mm.
Need
Do you
anything?
have any traits?
Hearing more voices from the tree line. Because, as far as I was aware, only Jack stepped out onto the road.
I mean, how did he not see the steel defender with the 4 in stealth?
Because the group
Or
passed...
the red-haired girl.
The group passed their stealth check. The only person that made
No, it was a
themselves...
group.
It was a group check.
You didn't say that! You didn't specify that!
I don't have to.
Well, screw that then, I ain't saying shit.
Yeah, as far as they're aware, the only person that is on the path is Jack. Because he's the one that broke the stealth to go and talk to them. Okay. They see that you've put something on the floor, and they acknowledge it, but they don't go towards it.
I will leave it there. If the guards at Valaki give you trouble, just say Jack sent you. They'll probably let you in. And with that, Jack's just going to turn, start heading away from them.
They wait until you're, I'd say, like 70, 80 feet away from the gold, and then the younger of the two men sprints for it, takes the gold, runs back, and it's very much like a snatch and grab desperateness.
Yeah. Jack will wait for them to leave so he can reconvene with his group.
Mm-hmm. And they do. They essentially, as soon as they are within, like, away from you, they make sure that they pick up their pace again and they start moving through the pathways heading out to Valaki.
Once they're like actively out of sight and not looking back, Sandra will just peek out from around a tree. Well, I hope Ismark is okay. If they said that Barovia is dead.
As am I.
We'll find out, I guess. Eventually.
Maybe after we get Irina out of there, she would be happy to see her brother.
I'd assume so. Let's get going. Get a mirror fixed up first. Goal number 1.
You're walking for another, I'd say another hour and a half when you get to the first of the 2 crossroads. You know that by taking the left-hand fork, you head towards Castle Ravenloft. Like, this is the path to go to the castle. And taking the right-hand path leads you to the rest of Barovia. Parked at the fork in the road, pointed east, is a large black carriage drawn by 2 black horses. The horses snort puffs of steamy breath into the chilly mountain air, and the side door of the carriage swings open slightly.
Is there anyone in the carriage, or is it just empty and the door opens?
Peeking your head in, the carriage is empty.
I have a feeling I know who this carriage is from.
I have a feeling you're Muppet Rat.
Does the carriage smell like death?
No. The carriage smells like polished leather.
Is there any information in this carriage, like paperwork being like, hey, glad you found this. Here's your invitation to Castle Ravenloft.
No. Although, anyone that
Any
wants to can
indications that
roll an animal handling check.
Oh. 100%.
Hold on, I'm rolling too. I have a cat on my side. Hold on.
Am I able to
Yeah. Everyone can.
just
Ow.
field
Darn
defender?
it, I failed. Ow, no, that hurts.
You do have disadvantage, Amira.
Oh, I do. Thank you.
So it's the 12 anyway. So we have a 17, a 25, an 8 to 12. Are you rolling, Jack?
I am not. Jack is not good with animals.
Fair enough. Aurora and Sonda, the horses that are pulling this carriage, should I say, are just normal draft horses. You don't get anything from them other than just they are horses, but they do turn to look at you with an intelligence that is past like a well-trained horse.
Hmm.
And you get the impression that there is something looking through their eyes, potentially.
Okay. Sandra kind of like takes a little bit of an uneasy step back. Well, they look to be, normal horses. But I think somebody, maybe our vampiric friend, might be watching us. And Sandra just gives a very, like, nervous wave towards the horses.
They seem to snort
And
at
this
you.
is why my horse is.
Rip. Okay, one of you talk and then the other one talk.
It seems that the horse snorted at you in response, Sonda. So you waved, and it snorted.
He just chuckles very nervously. Just, oh, this isn't good. Are you here for us? Sorry, that was directed at the horses. Do they like
Oh, sorry.
snort again? Or
Sorry, I didn't
no, you're
realise that
all
you were
good.
talking to the horses, otherwise I would have said something sooner. What was the question again?
Oh, you're all good. Just, are you here for us?
They, like, the one that's nearest to you that did the snorting originally is now just kind of staring at you, and then the one on the other side of the harness is now starting to chew at its bridle.
Okay. Well, I don't exactly have any horse feed on me. Or an apple or anything.
I got rations.
I don't think that's a good idea. I really, 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 really didn't want to do this. Because I am very nervous, and if we do need to ration them,
I mean, in fairness, Under, you're looking at them, and with 20, what was it, 24? 25 in your animal handling check,
25, yeah.
they're well fed. They are well cared for. They're not mangy in any way. Like, they are fine horses.
So, do we, um, get in the carriage? Are they just going to stay here and wait for us?
I doubt a horse could stay here for too long without dying.
Depends if they're actually horses.
Oh, they are. They're just regular, normal draft horses that you would, see.
How do we know that that they're not actually polymorphed?
And I'm just blinks. Who? What? I'm confused. I would understand, maybe being uncertain if they were like a druid in wild shape, but I don't see the reason to polymorph someone into a horse.
But this does answer one question. Assuming who this is from, planning on having the wedding sooner than later.
Unfortunately.
Which means that, theoretically, or going off that, that would mean that the date and time might very well be up to us and when we decide to attend.
What a gracious host.
So, DM, just to clarify for me, this is supposedly a coach with draft horses to take them to the castle.
It's pointed in that direction.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify. Yeah, Saya is going to Saya's gonna go over to Jack and just kind of pull on his arm and go, "We have to help Amira. We can't go there yet."
okay. I'm just worried. What if he doesn't plan on waiting for us to be there?
If we don't want to wait, I do have a spell that will help Amira a little bit. I can only cast one of these right now. But I have a spell that would help lessen the exhaustion that she's feeling.
Want to be useful.
So if we have to go now, I can use it.
It wouldn't be useful.
I
I appreciate it, I really do, but I would still be useless. And trust me, nobody is madder than me than I am.
Nobody is mad at you though. We're just concerned.
Yeah, but I'm the reason why we can't go and save her.
God, you're not the reason. Look! It's not just you. It's all three of you. We're not ready. We're not prepared for this.
Sandra kind of just raises an eyebrow. I feel completely fine. I can assure you that I'm at my best right now. I want to get Irina just as much as all of you. But we're at a bit of a crossroads. We don't know if this wedding is going to happen without us. If we stray. And I don't... I know you said it's a waste. But if this helps, and we can at least get you...
I don't have any magic I can do. I can't fight like I usually can. I am useless. All I will do is stand in front of Strahd again and try to hold him while he can slice my throat again and break my ribs. That is all I will be able to do.
Saya's gonna look at Jack. Jack, please. Make the decision to not go. We can't.
Jack's gonna look towards Aurora.
She'll do like a little shake of her head, like referencing their conversation, like, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting in that carriage. Not now.
Slowly nod his head. He's gonna go down the other path. Ignore the carriage.
A sigh of relief comes from Saya.
Sandra will kind of look at the horses and just don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Just wait, please.
Saya's gonna follow behind closely to Jack, and then she'll just kind of kind of catch up to him and go, "Are you mad?"
Not mad, say.
I get the feeling you are.
No. Not gonna show you that one.
I don't want us to die, at least not yet, anyway.
I don't want any one of us to die.
And I think, I think Amira deserves a fighting chance, too.
Does. I was looking to your guys' thoughts for a rational one. I know if it was just me making that decision, I would have been in that carriage. And it probably would have been the wrong decision.
But you're important, too. And I know I know I wasn't there when it happened, but we all want Irina back, and I know we'll all face, when the time comes, we'll all face Strahd together, and if it comes dying together, we'll do that too, but it's not the right time yet. Something's just telling me it's not right, and I just have to follow that instinct right now.
I'd say alright. Like I said before, I'm not mad.
Oh, okay. And she'll just kind of look behind her at everyone else.
Sandra is definitely the last to move away from the horses. He kind of just has this resigned look on his face, where he just looks like unsure. He has this sinking feeling in his gut, and he's just praying to whatever God can hear him that they didn't just fuck Irina over. He just constantly looks back at the horses as they walk, just makes sure that they're staying there until they're out of line of sight. And he's just kind of more towards the back, not really talking to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Amira will talk to Sonda. He won't hurt her.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
No, he won't hurt her physically. At the end of the day, he wants her alive.
He wants to turn her, to make her into one of his brides, and if we
That
just
horse and carriage was still gonna be here at the end of the day, even if we did or didn't walk down this road. Trust me, I am as mad and upset as you are. Because despite everything, despite the fear that I feel, despite the pain that is coursing through my body right now, I want to get in there too. But I can't. Because the last time I tried to put myself between Strahd and Irina, I went down 3 times. I should be dead. Everyone's just too polite to say it. But I should be dead. I will happily give my life if that's what it takes. But I at least want to have a chance at taking Strahd out and not just laying down my life for nothing.
I I hope you don't think that that's what I mean about all of this. I care for all of you quite
I know that.
deeply, actually. And I don't want anyone to die.
Nobody's saying that you don't care for anybody else that way. But I am mad because I thought that, you know what, we could have done some damage to Strahd and we didn't. And there was 5 of us there, including King, including Irina, and we did nothing. But I can guarantee, had I not gone down, had I not had these nightmares, we would all be in that carriage right now. But I'm not. I'm broken, I'm bruised, and I'm tired. And I'm out of spells, and I'm out of rage. And I have to be fixed. And I'm angry that I'm wasting what little time we have.
Yeah, and is it possible that Saya was able to hear their conversation at all?
I mean, yeah, because this isn't technically a private conversation, it's just being had at the back of the group, so anyone can hear this.
Saya's gonna turn around and look at Amira and goes, I understand. I understand what it's like to be out of spells and defenseless. More than you know. So I want you to get fixed.
I just hope that we made the right decision. That's all. And I'm worried that
That horse and carriage, I imagine, will be waiting until we step inside it. Because at the end of the day, had we not come down this way, that horse and carriage would still be there.
Irena's a fighter in many ways, more than just with weapons. I believe in her, as she believes in us.
Sandra kind of just anxiously chews at his lip. And he kind of just looks down to the floor as they walk. And he doesn't really comment much after that.
I think that's a good place to stop. So we'll say that you begin to round a familiar bend. The path goes from like a slight cobblestone to a dirt path following the bend of a river. And you begin to see the bright, colourful tents, the pop-up wagons, a roaring fire, and the smell of some kind of roasting meat. And we will end our session there for today. So next week, we'll be talking to Madame Eva, hopefully finding a way to fix Amira. Who knows? We'll see. Well, thank you all, everyone, for being with us today for a mammoth roleplay episode, but we love them, as always. All I've left to say is thank you to my players, and we have been 20 Sides of Failure. We are live every Friday, 7 PM EST, and then the VODs, I try to get them up on Tuesday. But a good night to everyone. See you soon.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.